I'm shocked by what the NFL just confirmed. A player who's been carrying the Bills for years may have his days numbered at the Buffalo Bills. A silent internal decision was made, and few know the true reasons behind it. But here, on our channel, you'll find out. So, like and turn on notifications, because what you're about to share will touch the hearts of the Bills Mafia. The first bombshell of the week didn't come from a trade or an injury. It came straight from the heart of the Bills roster. James Cook, one of the pillars of the offense, is in the midst of a contract negotiation that could define the course of the season, and especially the development of this story still promises strong emotions. But before the alarm bells went off completely, the player's agent tried to calm things down with a shocking statement. James Cook just wants to be a Buffalo Bill. This quote, spoken by Zach Hiller to The Athletic, is also music to the Bills Mafia's ears. But as any attentive fan knows, not everything is rosy when it comes to money in the NFL. Cook, just 25 years old, is coming off the most productive season of his career. He led the league in rushing touchdowns in 2024, and it's no exaggeration to say he was the most reliable cog in the Bills' running game. Still, avoids full practices as a way to reset for a new deal. The message was clear. Cook wants to be paid like a star. The problem? His starting price was scary. He was reportedly asking for a contract in the neighborhood of $15 million per year, a figure that would put him among the 3 highest-paid running backs in the league, tied with none other than Derrick Henry. This is where the negotiations come in. Hits a wall. Despite the excellent numbers, the position's history works against Cook. The market for running backs has cooled. Times are becoming increasingly cautious about investing heavily in position players due to their short lifespans and risks, but based on years of consistency, several seasons. Meanwhile, the most recent example, and likely the one the Bills will use as an argument, is Kyren Williams. The Rams running back just signed a 3-year, $33 million extension with an average salary of $11 million per season. For the Buffalo front office, this seems like the ideal ceiling for Cook at this point. But here comes the dilemma. Cook believes he's worth more, and despite his agent's conciliatory remarks, the tenor of negotiations may persist. According to Joe Buscaglia, there's still no indication that the Bills are considering trading him, which is already a good sign. But with the salary cap extremely tight, the Bills currently have the least flexibility in the NFL. Signing a contract of this magnitude requires creativity. One solution? Franchise's fixed budget. All of this puts the Bills at a crossroads. Keep their main offensive weapon motivated and well paid, or risk internal discontent that could shake the locker room and the season toward the long-awaited Super Bowl. The truth is that for now, the parties are still on the same page, and that's reason for hope. Cook wants to stay. Buffalo wants to keep him. But between wanting and getting, there's a gap called the market. And if James Cook is still trying to secure his spot in the offense, another important name for Josh Allen has just received an update that completely changes the outlook for Week 1. Khalil Shakir's recovery brings more than optimism. It reignites the fire of confidence among fans. Come with me to understand why this return could be the X factor for the start of the season. After days of apprehension, Bills fans can breathe a sigh of relief. Khalil Shakir is on track to return to the field for the regular season opener. Coach Sean McDermott stated that the wide receiver should be available for the September 7th matchup against the Ravens. Shakir suffered a high ankle sprain during practice last week and was previously doubtful for the first few games. The 25-year-old receiver was by far Josh Allen's most reliable prospect in 2024. He recorded 76 receptions for 821 catches and 4 touchdowns in just 15 games, starting only 9. In the playoffs, his consistency was even more remarkable, averaging 6 receptions per game. After the departures of Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, he filled a huge void in the passing attack and proved he could be the franchise's WR1. Recognizing his importance, the Bills rewarded Shakir with a ovation. He's a true Buffalonian lunchbox, Bean declared, highlighting the player's hardworking spirit. While the preseason return is still uncertain, especially with the decision to rest Josh Allen for the first game against the Giants, the team's focus is clear, protecting its key players for the official start of the season. And with Shakir on the field, the scenario completely changes for Josh Allen. But will this be enough to face Lamar Jackson and the Ravens right away? If Shakir's return poses problems, the outlook for Buffalo's offense in the opening game is even more exciting, and everything indicates that Josh Allen will have all the necessary weapons at his side for an explosive start. Get ready for a thrilling debut. On September 7th, Highmark Stadium will be buzzing with one of the most explosive matchups of Week 1, Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens. On one side, the electrifying Lamar Jackson, a quarterback who turns every snap into an unpredictable spectacle. On the other, our ultimate leader, Josh Allen, the reigning NFL MVP and driving force behind the Bills Mafia's dream. But while everyone wonders who will shine brightest, one thing is already certain. Allen will have, by his side, almost all the pieces they need to start the season at full strength. And among these pieces, one shines brighter than ever: Khalil Shakir. After days of uncertainty due to a high ankle sprain, the most reliable receiver on the roster received the green light from Sean McDermott to be ready for Week 1. And that changes everything. Shakir is coming off a season in which he went from being just a prospect to becoming the team's WR1. He had 76 receptions, 821 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an impressive 76% pass completion rate. Lined up in the slot, his speed and Elijah Moore and Joshua Palmer bring experience and reliability. Both have attracted attention in preseason training with sharp roots and a growing rapport with Allen. And then there's the flamboyant Keon Coleman, a young prospect who has demonstrated the personality and physique to compete on each challenge any defense to cover every area of the field. However, one question mark remains on offense: James Cook. The running back's contract situation has yet to be resolved, and his presence in the opening game is still up in the air. But if the renewal happens in time, and everything indicates that time is working toward that, Josh Allen will gain a dual weapon: a speedy runner and a reliable receiver coming out of the backfield, something rare in the league today. The connection between the two was already a differentiator in 2024, and it could be the key to tipping the balance against Baltimore. All of this makes the matchup against the Ravens more than just an opening game. It's a statement that the Bills aren't just trying to get back to the playoffs. They're aiming high. They're ready to face any giant, to overcome the traumas of previous seasons, and finally break the barrier that's preventing them from reaching the Super Bowl. The stage is set. The fans will fill the stands. Josh Allen is ready. The weapons are being positioned, and the opponent is worthy of respect, which makes this battle even more Chinese. Do you believe this is the year Buffalo finally takes the final step toward glory? With Shakir recovered, Allen in top form, and the roster solidifying, the Bills have everything they need to make history. But now I want to hear from you, Bills fan. With James Cook negotiating a multi-million-dollar contract, Shakir returning from injury, and Josh Allen ready to lead this offense, has Buffalo finally found the balance needed to chase the Super Bowl? Or is there still a missing piece for this offensive puzzle to work at the crucial moment? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I'll be back later to update you with the latest news from the Buffalo Bills.